Hi guys, I'm Cody J and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, we are 2 weeks into the year 2020. I hope everything is going well for you all so far. For me, it's been kind of like, hit or miss. I've had some good days, some bad days, but so far, so good, I guess. So, before it gets too far into 2020, I want to go through all of my Holy Grail makeup products from 2019. So today I'm going to be using a full face of my Holy Grail makeup of 2019. So, if you want to see all of my favorite products from this last year, keep on watching. Okay guys, so first and foremost, new backdrop. Do we love the teal? Do we prefer the red? What do you think? I'm going to be switching back and forth between my red, silver, and my blue. I love this blue. It's a lot more blue in person, but like it is what it is. But I have not filmed anything in 2 weeks. Now, normally I pre-film my videos on the weekends. I'll do like 2 to like 4, depending on what's going on in my life. Now, I haven't filmed anything in like 2 weeks because while I was on vacation from work, I decided that I was going to eat anything and everything, and I did just that. So my face got destroyed, and we're still healing, but we're almost there. But I cannot go another week or another day, honestly, without filming something. So today, like I said, I'm going to be going through my Holy Grail makeup products from 2019. Now, it was hard for me to pick some of these out because I love so many products that I used this last year, but when I think of Holy Grail, for me, it's what I use the absolute most of. So a lot of times you guys only see certain products in your videos, but behind the scenes, especially when I'm doing my single eye looks, I'm always using a lot of the same products, to be honest. I know it works for me, and as far as like eyeshadow palettes and pigments and stuff like that, I have some of my favorites, so I'm going to be using all my favorite products today. Now, when I go through each product, whether it be a foundation or a highlighter or even mascara, eyeshadow palette, whatever it is, I would appreciate if you guys would leave me a comment letting me know what your favorite product was for that type. So when I show you my favorite primer is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Primer, I would love for you guys to let me know what your favorite primer is, more than anything because it helps a bro out. But honestly, I would like to see what your guys' favorite products are, and if they are not something I've tried, I would like to try them soon. Now again, like I said, some of these products you might not have seen a ton on my channel, but that doesn't mean I don't use it a lot. I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Also, before I go any further, I do want to say that I'm gonna try and change the vibe of my channel a little bit. When I first started my channel, it was very structured, very edited in the way like I cut out a lot of stuff and like you see it blink a lot because I just wanted to say everything perfectly at all times, and I got so much better with that as I went on. My channel definitely is a lot more relaxed now, a lot more fun, I'm a lot more confident, I'm a lot better at filming. I still talk 100 miles an hour, but that won't change. But what I think I want to change the most is the sense of like me coming off as a teacher and like robotic compared to what I want, which is to be a channel where you guys can come and just relax, have fun, chit chat with me, watch some makeup or skincare related stuff, and just chill for a little bit, you know? So I'm going to try and keep my editing to a minimum as far as like cutting out things. Like, yeah, of course there's stuff that I have to cut out, and if I like really, you know, mess up my words, but if I stutter here or there or mumble or whatever, or take a second to think, I'm going to start keeping that stuff in because I feel like it makes my videos more relatable, more laid back, and that's what I want for my channel. So, all that being said, let's get into some Holy Grail makeup. So, to start, this product right here from Wet n Wild, the Photo Focus Primer, this is the mattifying primer, is relatively new to me in this last year. I think I've only had this on my channel once or twice, but I've used this quite a bit actually, and I'm really liking what it does to my skin. Now, I'm not a huge fan of primer in general, but I do like what this does to me. Let me move the mirror. I do like what this does to me, so I'm just going to rub this bad boy in. Look at those wrinkles on my forehead. Ugh, my Botox needs redone so badly, but that costs coin. So what I've been doing lately is I put my primer on and then I just let it sit and like kind of get into my skin a little bit. So while it does that, I throw on my eyebrows. Now for eyebrows, it was a toss-up between the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow in Dark Brown and my Benefit Cosmetics Goof Proof Brow Pencil. That's still so hard for me to say. This is in the shade 4.5, which is like a dark brown. I decided to go with this because 1, I love that it has the spoolie and the product all in one. 2, I like the tip on it. I prefer something a bit finer, but this is like good enough. So for these bad boys that need to be, I almost just broke my mirror. So for these bad boys, I'd have been real mad. I'd have kind of chipped a little bit. So for these bad boys, I'm going to go in with my Goof Proof Brow Pencil. And this I'm going to speed up and like, we'll see what we get. So I just always brush my hairs up and out of the way. And what I've started to do is instead of starting at the very front, I start like kind of, you know, right here. Can you see that right there? Yeah, so like not all the way up there. And I just gently line the bottom of them just to make sure there's not really any sparse areas. Now once I have the top and bottom lined, I just run my product through it a little bit. I don't do it really heavily. And then I'm just going to feather it in a smidge at the front. And then I'll use my spoolie end to blend everything together. Okay, once I have my brows filled in, I have been carving them out with my P. Louise base. This is in the shade Rumor 01. This has been the best product I have used all of 2019, hands down. It is so pigmented, it's so good of a base, and I use this to carve up my brows as well as my eyelid primer. My shadows pop so much, especially in person. They pop so much when I use this. So what I like to do is I take the cap off, of course, put a little bit on the back of my hand, like that. And then I take a really small brush. This is the Morphe 508 brush. I don't know if this is actually the one I normally use. It might be. There's one that looks similar to this I think I use, but this also could be the one. So what I do is I just take it and I just carve out these bad boys. Okay, once you have brows on and carved out, I blend the base out with my Beaky sponge. These are my absolute favorite sponge for anything. You can get these online. I think you can get a 5-pack for like $8, $10, like I think it's $8, something like that. They're really amazing. They, you know, grow to a pretty good size, and they're very, very soft, and they don't really hold the product that much, which is important to me. So Beaky sponges, find them on Amazon. Now y'all know the only one I'm about to show you is my Maybelline Fit Me. Now I usually use this or my Jeffree Star Cosmetics concealer. This is my holy grail of 2019 because I've used this 1,000 times. This is probably my 12th one I'm on, no joke. So this is in the shade 15 Light. I just love it. I think it does a great job at blending out. It's very smooth. It's just a really, really good product. So I'm just going to place this in all the typical areas. Right here, down my nose. And I'm actually not going to put it here probably anymore because I'm just going to start using what's left on my sponge to like lighten it up there or whatever. So underneath the eyes, of course. And we're going to bring it down the side of the nose a little bit. And a little bit more. Now with my same sponge, I'm just going to blend all this in. Alrighty, now the concealer is all in place. I'm going to be setting with my Maybelline Fit Me Light Loose Powder. This is definitely my holy grail powder, as you guys have seen this 187,000 times on this channel. And I'm going to take my same sponge again. We like a multi-use tool. So I'm going to take this and just press it into all the areas that I applied my concealer, which of course is under the eyes, forehead, and my nose. Now, what I like about this powder the most is the blurring effect is super, super good. It is in person, hopefully on camera it is the same, but in person, this eye immediately is dramatically more mattifying and smooth, blurred. It's everything you want it to be immediately. It looks so good. So hopefully you can tell on camera, but in person it is absolutely substantial, and I just love it so much. It's really affordable. It's such a great product. Now, when I'm using my Jeffree Star concealer or just one that's lighter in general, I'll use this to tone down the brightness if it's too much because this is, you know, tinted. If I want the brightness to stay, then I'll just use a translucent powder, but this is almost always my go-to. It does such an amazing job of blurring everything. It really, really does. It's insane. I love it so much. Okay, so now let's bring some life back to the face. So for bronzing, I'm going to be using my Essence Matte Bronzer. This is definitely one of my favorite bronzers because it smells so good. It's a very light bronze, so I like that you can build it up to what you want instead of like the Hoola bronzer is just too much for me. It's really red on my skin, so I always look burnt to a crisp. Now, this powder is definitely one of my favorites, and I don't always bronze my face. Today I'm going to because I want to cover like all of my makeup steps, you know. So I'm going to take my Morphe M527 brush. It's just a big fluffy brush and just swirl it around. Like I said, this is a very light bronzer, so it's okay if you're like going ham with it. Tap off any excess, which there's not really much of. I'm just going to put this on my cheeks just to bring a little bit of warmth back to my face. And work it up towards your hairline and go into your hairline. You definitely don't want to see like a definite lighter color behind it, because then it's like obvious that you do this, which it's fine because you have makeup on, but like you don't want to see that. It's like the equivalent of like girls in high school where it's like a different colored neck compared to your face. It happens, but we don't want it to happen. So just flick that out into your hairline. So it just gives your face a really nice glow. Put a little on the nose. Why not? Just give it a little something. Just a little something, something. Now to contour, I'm going to go in with my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. I always call this a contouring kit, but it's a contouring palette. Now, I don't use the light side whatsoever. I just use, of course, the darker side. And I'm going to take my Morphe and Jeffree Star brush. This is the JS2 brush. I like this because although it's not like the smallest brush you've ever seen, it's not the fluffiest like the first one I did with my bronzing powder. So it definitely applies a little bit more, but it's more precise than the bronzing brush that I was using. The bronzing brush, I want a really diffused glow on my face, so it's not holding a lot of product, whereas this is it's holding a little bit more, so it's more concentrated, but it does the job. So I'm just going to go in pretty much the same area that I bronzed. And again, make sure you go into the hairline. I try to picture my face having like an invisible circle. Like wherever this is, like where I did my concealer, I like to go around it in a circle so that it rounds my face. Just what I'll do. Because I don't want just like a straight line across. That's why I always kind of like angle it a little bit, especially around the corners. Okay, so for my nose real quick, I'm going to take my Morphe E62 brush. It's just an angled brush. Dip into that same contour kit. See, there we go again. Dip into the same contour palette. I don't know why I call it a kit. I'm just going to go down the bridge of my nose a little bit, just to make it look like it has more of a snatched shape. Alrighty, so I'm going to throw on some setting spray real quick before I do my highlighter. That way it has some things to stick to. Now, y'all already know it's going to be this bad boy from Morphe and Jeffree Star's collaboration. This is the Set and Refresh Starberry Scented Spray. Oh my gosh, I'm ready for it. Oh, my God. Oh my God. I love that smell so much. I just want to eat it and I want to lick it. I want it everywhere. So now that it's on my face and your face has a little bit of moisture, I'm going to take my Jeffree Star Cosmetics highlighter. This is in the shade Ice Cold. It's his Skin Frost. I'm going to take my Morphe M501 brush. It's just a fluffy brush. And I'm going to dip into that. And I'm just going to apply that highlighter right on my cheek bone. And on the other side. Now I started lately bringing it down a little bit more, so that when I'm looking right at you, you kind of see it a little bit too, but not too much. And then I'm just going to put a little bit down the bridge of my nose, very, very lightly, just to give it a little bit more attention when the light hits it. Okay, now that our face is looking more beautiful by the minute, just one little last spray, for now at least, just to get everything locked in and melted together. So now let's move on to everyone's favorite part, eyeshadow. Now I'm going to prime my lids with my same P. Louise base from earlier, again in shade Rumor 01. I'm just going to put a little bit of that on my sponge. A little bit goes a long way, like I always say. And just blend that onto my lid. And of course, get it underneath my eye, which I don't want. But anyway, put it on top of your lid. Just blend that out. This is my holy grail because I've used it in every single eyeshadow look for at least the last 8 months. It does such an amazing job at holding onto the pigment of your eyeshadow. It makes them really pop, and it just does such an amazing job. I've never used a product like this, and I will probably never use a different product unless somebody finds me one that's a lot better. I do absolutely want to try the colored bases that they have. I know they're at Morphe now, but I don't have a Morphe store by me. But I just think that having all those different colored bases would be amazing, especially when you're doing a really cool, vibrant colored look and you're, cutting your crease and you want those colors. You don't have to use SHOUTOUT to do it. So I definitely would like to get my hands on those at some point soon. So if you've used those, please let me know if you like them, and if you have not, we should probably try them together. Okay, now for my Holy Grail eyeshadow palette. Now, I have so many that I love so much, and it was a very close tie between the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, Volume 1, which y'all know I love, and the Morphe X James Charles palette. This bad boy is my Holy Grail of 2019 because this was the first eyeshadow palette that I think I had. I'm pretty sure it was the first one. And I have used this palette in so many looks, and you can see most of the colors have been attacked. I love this palette. I love how many different tones there are, how many different shades. There's just truly, you can create almost any look with this. So I have used this so many times. The blendability, the pigment, everything about it is really good. So I'm really, really, really happy that I have this palette. I hope to have it for much longer. And I'll probably buy a new one when I need to. So for today's look, I'm just going to do more of a gradient, just regular blended look. I'm not going to cut my crease, and I'm not going to do anything crazy today. I have several other videos I'd like to do after this video, so I don't want to spend like 18 hours on a look and then have to wipe it off, you know? Yeah. So I'm thinking I always do pinks. We're not doing pinks. I always do purple. We're not doing purple. I do a lot of blues, but I really don't do a lot of warm toned neutral looks. So I think I'm going to try to do a very warm toned orange neutral kind of look today. So, start this off, I'm going to dip into my brushes over here. What do I want? I'm going to start with my Morphe M441 brush. It's just a little medium-sized blending brush. And I think to start this look for my transition shade, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this color right here. I don't have any shade names, but I want this to be still kind of a bold, neutral look. So I'm going to go in with that mixed with a little bit of the darker one beside it. So these two. So I'm just going to swirl into that. I'm going to do one eye on camera, and then I'll do the other one off camera. So I'm just going to start blending this in my crease and above. And you can see right away, the pigment is right there. It takes it so nicely, especially with that P. Louise base. It's super, super good. And all his shadows are really blendable, which is a great thing. So I'm just going to stamp this on and use circular motions to blend out any harsh lines, because what don't we do on this channel? Harsh lines. So now I'm going to take a slightly smaller brush. This is the Morphe M443 brush. It's just a smaller blending brush. And to deepen that up a little bit, I think I'm going to take some of this darker brown, which is right here. Why am I holding it like that? This one right here. And I'm just going to deepen that actual crease area with it. And again, my favorite technique is to kind of stamp things on a little bit and then just blend them out. You can use your wiper motions mixed with some small circular motions just to make sure there's no harsh edges. Harsh edges, not harsh. Harsh. Okay, once you have that second shade on, you're going to go into the mixture of the first two with that first brush and just go over the top just to make sure there's no harsh lines and everything is blended in nicely, and to bring back a little bit of that lighter color where you can. Now for my lid, I'm going to go in with a little bit of, I'm thinking this brown right up here in the second row, right there. And I'm just going to kind of stamp that on. It's going to be a pretty light color, at least it should be. And we're just going to stamp that onto the lid just so it's not a blank lid anymore. We want a little bit of color because this is where I'm going to put my shimmer shadow, and I don't want it sitting on top of a bright base. So I still want a similar color on it, similar as to what the color of the shimmer is going to be. So I'm just going to stamp that on a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to take my Morphe X Jeffree Star brush. This is the JS10 brush. I'm going to dip into a gold shimmer shadow. I'm thinking this one up here looks best. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. It's a pretty deep gold color. So I'm just going to brush into that. Now some of these look kind of gross because I used to, like, when I was first trying to figure out how to use eyeshadow, I had a lot of water in them pretty much, and it just was a mess. So let's see if it still works. So we're going to press it on. So it's there, but it's extremely minimal. So let me try this other lighter one. Oh, that's better. Yep, we're going that one. We're going to do the lighter gold, which is right here. Yeah, that's much more pigmented. We need that because the first one's too minimal. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. Yo, yes. I'm so glad it still works. Some of these I think I ruined. So when I'm placing these shadows on, I'm going to just place it everywhere my, lid is. So anywhere you would normally cut your crease and then place your shimmers at, that's where I'm going to put it. So I'm just going to kind of go with the curvature of my eye. Now for my under eye, I'm just going to take this Morphe M431 pencil brush, and I'm just going to connect the same colors that I used underneath it. So the first color I'm going to use is actually the darker one, which was this color right here, and then I'm going to blend that a little bit with a mixture of these two, just so that everything kind of like goes around and goes together. So I'm going to dip into that and just kind of bring it underneath my waterline and connect it up into that shape. Yeah. We're just going to blend it out a very little bit, just so there's no harsh line. When we go to apply the other one, it just kind of gets it ready to blend with the second shade. And then we're going to dip into those first two shades that we used and we mixed together with the same brush. And just run that underneath it a little bit, blending it into the first one, bringing that color down just a little bit so you see kind of like a gradient effect underneath it. And then we're going to bring it up into that shadow in the corner, just so everything's connected. Now off camera real quick, I'm going to do my other eye, and then I'm also going to throw in some lashes, mascara, and eyeliner. Now, since I'm doing it off camera, I'm going to show you what I'm going to use real quick. I'm going to be using my Ardell lashes, these wispies in the second row. Now, these have been my favorite by far for the last few weeks or so. I normally have been using my Dalzura lashes in the style, not shade, in the style Aries and Leo. I don't have those right now because they're kind of destroyed because I use them so many times. And I also use my e.l.f. Winged and Polished lashes, which are basically the same ones, but these ones are newer, so these are what I'm going to use today. And then for mascara, I'm going to be using my Great Lash from Maybelline. This is just a super, super great mascara. I've been switching between this and a L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black, but this is the one I've used the most, and this is, in my opinion, kind of comparable to the L'Oreal one. And then for liner, I think since I'm doing more of a dark color, I think I'm actually going to throw on one of my orange cream gel liners from ColourPop. I just think I like that little pop of color. Or I might do black, which I'll kind of decide in like the next 20 seconds. And then you'll see when I get back. And then I'm using my Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. And I'm also going to be using my lash binder, which you can use code CodyJArtistry and save $5 off of it. And I'll be right back. Alright guys, both eyes are all finished. I went ahead and used my orange-ish cream gel liner from ColourPop. ColourPop has been like my brand of the year. I love everything about them. I have loved everything I've tried. I've probably sent out 30 ColourPop palettes to you guys so far. I really love these cream gel liners. If I could buy anything this year, it would probably be the big box of liners, like all of the colors, because these are everything to me. So I'd have that pop of color. Y'all know that like my thing is the pop of color in the waterline. So now that that's done, this is the eye look. It's pretty, I think. Yeah. So last but not least is the lip. I think what was hard for me was between the Beauty Bakery lipstick, this is the Salted Caramel Mocha, and my Jeffree Star Family Jewels liquid lipstick. That's this one right here. It was hard for me, but I think this one reigns supreme because I think the finish is prettier. I think it's longer lasting. It doesn't crack as fast as the Beauty Bakery one does. Now they both last a very long time, so don't get it twisted. But this one I just think does a little bit better, and I like the applicator on it a lot, and it smells kind of odd. But someone pointed out the other day that I literally smell everything like too much on my channel, but you can't smell things enough. That's what they say. So I'm going to throw this on real quick. So this definitely is my Holy Grail liquid lipstick of 2019. So let's just throw this on real quick. Okay, I just think that color is so beautiful, and his formula for his liquid lips just glide on and are so soft. Let me make sure it's not in my teeth. I always am afraid that it's in my teeth when I put it on. But anyway, I think it looks super beautiful. I love all the colors we have today. I love this warm look. I'm really starting to change over a little bit from the big neon colors that I'm used to putting on my eyes to more of like a warm kind of look. I just think it really looks nice on me. So one last spray of my Morphe X Jeffree Star spray to lock everything into place. So these were my 2019 Holy Grail makeup products. Now, I love all these products so much. I look forward to trying out new products in 2020. So, like I asked earlier, please let me know in the comments below what are your favorite Holy Grail products, I guess I should say. What are your Holy Grail products for each type of product so I can see if I've used them or if they are a product I should try out in 2020. So, real quick, let's jump into today's MUA shoutout. Check this. Today's MUA shoutout goes to the super talented Glam by Lauren. I will have all of her information in the description box below, so you'll definitely want to go check her out and tell her Cody J sent ya. If you'd like to be in my next video's MUA shoutout, all you have to do is of course be subscribed to my YouTube channel and retweet this video link when I post it onto Twitter. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat, all at CodyJArtistry. And if you enjoyed today's video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up down below, click the big red subscribe button so you can join my YouTube family, leave me a comment or two. Don't forget to join my YouTube lives every Sunday. It's Couch Talk Time with Cody J, and I will see you guys in the next one.